going to do a super short introduction to this video because the story with Akhil lasted for roughly an hour and a half, which is a bit of an epic, but he does have a lot of different switches and a long story to tell. So listen in, make sure that you've got your timeline of progress or your 4 forces template at hand, and try filling this stuff in. At the end of the video, I just carried on and gave a bit of a feedback for Yanis on it, so you can hear that at the back end of this video. I will record a separate set of analysis for the 4 forces, and we'll get Yanis's opinions on this one too. So strap in and get your notepad ready and enjoy.
And what you can think of in this is this is literally very, very early stage research. So what I'm really interested in this conversation is the language that you use to describe both thinking about, hey, maybe I need to go and join a course, finding Yanis's course, and then however you would describe using it or whatever the course might be to you. So it's your story in your own words. So that's the good news. You can't get anything wrong.
Yeah. No need to prepare.
No, nothing to prepare. No pressure, nothing like that. If you can't remember something, if I ask you a question, you don't remember it, just say, look, pass. I can't remember. No need to make something up. The bad news about this is that where it is about your particular story, if you use a word or a phrase that maybe I don't know, or maybe other people have used, and I just want to know what it means to you, I'll probably interrupt, and I don't want to be rude. It's just like I've got to try and make sure that I understand your story in your own words. So, right. So apologies up front if I step in, and you can kind of think about this. Imagine I'm recording like a Netflix documentary series of people that have gone on Yanis's course. This is your episode. So I might ask some weird questions like, hey, Akhil, like imagine I've got the camera out, I'm following you, like what was going on in your life when you signed up or whatever. It is weird, but hopefully it'll jog your memory a little bit. So anyway, moving on, perhaps could you just give me a little bit of an intro, like who are you, what was going on in your life when you signed up for Yanis's course? Like what do I need to know to sort of play this story out?
So, yeah, I am Akhil, and I've been a software engineer by profession for like around, I started in 2011, so it's 14 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I've been working on. That's majority of my focus. That's where I started working in India and then worked, like that's my home place, and then I moved to Indonesia for some years. I worked there for like 6 years, and then 5 years ago I migrated to Australia with my family, and we have a son, 6-year-old son, and my wife. We have a small home.
Nice.
Kind of, you could say, settled in, and 9-to-5 job, normal life. Yeah.
And Akhil, maybe, so you've been a software engineer for 14 years. You're in Indonesia for 6 years, Australia for 5. What were you doing around? Well, maybe when did you sign up for Yanis's course?
I think not long ago, maybe a month.
Oh, okay.
Maybe yeah.
So what, like July, August?
July, yeah.
July, okay. So July 25, you've signed
probably
up.
It's end of July, yeah.
Okay, cool. In your own words, what did you buy?
Did you ask what or why?
Well, what you know, if you were maybe explaining it to your wife or somebody, like what would you say you'd purchased?
Right. So I bought it for the technique, majorly in Jan's case, I would say.
Okay.
His visuals are like had a specific. So I was a part of another course of, I would say, Yanis's friend, or they are like in the same league, or I'm not sure who started first. He's called PJ. So I was in one of his cohorts, and I've been like doing visuals for like some months now. Saw some movement there. I could see people were engaging a bit more on my posts. So that then I noticed Yanis's approach, and it stood out a little bit different. That he has a special artistic style, and it's simplistic, and there's a lot of charts. So
Okay.
it looked easier because the other course I did was a bit more focused on like visually complicated, you could say. Like it takes time. It's very beautiful at the end, but it takes time to make. So with my job, it's so hard for me to like spend many hours as an engineer and not even a visual artist. But Yanis's style had this simplicity. And another thing I wanted to learn was Figma. I visited Yanis's websites a couple of times, many times, to see the course he offers, because whenever I come across this visual, I check him out. And then I noticed he's one of the only person who is saying, yeah, I use Figma to do all my visuals, and then uh,
Okay.
that's it. So I couldn't find any website tutorial or anything that uh, explains his process, like his kind of style on the internet.
Hang on, sorry. You couldn't. So maybe if I unpack this, you were looking for a way to understand styles like this. Is that right?
Yeah. So I was searching, like I saw Jan's style, and then I went to YouTube and searched for like drawing in Figma and making illustrations in Figma. So there were very few results that where people drew or made illustrations in Figma, because
Okay.
majority of the people saw it as a prototyping platform where they build like the UX or UI of a website and things like that.
Okay. So others see it as prototyping. Why don't you? Why did you see it as something else and think I need to learn like whatever you were trying to learn that Yanis is plugging the hole for?
Oh, I thought like how do I put it? Why did I do that? Like it looked very simple to make, but very catchy, and the colors and the aesthetics, they sort of popped out effect. And most importantly, like if you, I think you do visual, so you might be knowing like Procreate is raster and Figma is vector.
Okay.
So I would really notice the quality of the lines. Even if I draw in Procreate, I couldn't get that kind of quality or scale. So when I was like, oh, if I could do this in Figma, then even if I print it out or wherever I keep it, that's gonna look perfect. Like always have the same thickness and smoothness, because Figma is
Okay.
vector based. Yeah.
I'm you can treat me as the most ignorant person you've ever met. Raster is one thing and Figma is...
Figma has vector. So raster and vector are two different things.
Okay.
And in raster image, once you draw it, when you enlarge it, it's gonna lose its quality. The lines are gonna look pixelated. But in Figma is vector.
Okay.
So you're
Cool.
gonna get the same quality.
So if I'm hearing you right, you were using, is it called Procreate?
Yeah.
So I'm using Procreate. I'm creating raster images, and if I blow these up maybe to a poster or something like that, people will see that I've been using this and it's not good. Whereas if I were using,
it's actually, sorry, I didn't mean to give you a wrong message. It's actually not that bad, but to my eyes, I felt it like this small difference is looking great.
okay.
You wouldn't know if you look at those normal small images in your phone. You might not feel at first glance that this was made in Figma and this was made in Procreate. But for me, there was this something about it. I don't know. I noticed like a small smoothness that like kind of pops out, or it gives it a cleaner look. I don't know why. Like maybe
look, everybody's different, right? I worked for somebody once, and he had this very specific set of requirements for PowerPoint slides. When he first told me about it, I hated it. I'm like, why does this matter? Afterwards, I can't see one without looking at this. So don't worry if that's how you see the world. Okay. Look, this is really cool. But it sounds like you've got maybe more than one story here. You joined, was it PJ Milani's course?
Yeah.
When did you join that?
Last September.
Okay. Okay. So let me just capture this. So September 24, you joined PJ. So what did you buy from PJ Milani? Maybe it would be easier for me to sort of understand this story by what you started.
Similar to Yanis's course, they're both illustrators. They both know each other. It's just that I came across PJ's work more often at that time. I just messaged him. I was very interested to join. It looked simple, so I always had this thing for visual stuff. I wanted to try it out, and their kind of visual metaphor stuff looked interesting. So I reached out to PJ. It was just a matter of like which one came first. I thought I saw PJ's. I only knew PJ at that time. I used to come across his because I think his one stood out with the blue background. And most of the ideas were like very fresh to me, and it was like blew me away. It was very memorable. So very like he was the first one to come into land on my feed. So I casually messaged him, and then he was very friendly with me. I put it off for many months because I didn't know what I was doing as a software engineer, paying for this course on visuals and stuff like that. So I held off for many months, and then at some point I decided to, let's give it a try.
Okay, cool. And maybe this, I'm gonna, like I said, I apologize up front for interrupting, but also
it's okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna apologize for asking really dumb questions. You've mentioned up front. Let me go back up here. You're a software engineer for 14 years.
Yeah.
Indonesia 6 years, Australia 5 years. September last year, you've joined this course. So it's nearly a year ago.
Yeah. PJ's course. Yeah.
What makes a software engineer wake up one day and think, "Hey, I'm not going to go write some software. I'll look at this lovely blue background. I'm going to draw a like what's going on that's made you need to do something different?" What?
You're really digging deep now. I mean, it wasn't like so yeah. It's my stories. Maybe everyone has a unique story. So mine is like, as a kid, I thought I'm gonna be an artist one day. So and I used to draw a lot, go for drawing classes, and then when I go to the classes, I would see these really blessed with talent kids who drew like 1,000 times better than me. The painting looks so realistic. So I just gave up on that dream, thinking like, oh, I'm never gonna be that good because you need some sort of like genetics or something. But so it's just like a hobby. I just left it there. Then in high school, I got a computer. I was in love with Photoshop. That's a photo editing tool. So I used to work with a lot because I love like designing, and then I made greetings every year for every function for my friend's birthday and stuff like that. So all those were just like hobbies. So I picked up the tool just by myself through the internet. It's like nobody taught me anything. So I was into visuals. I would say there was like this subtle cues that was driving me, and if I should open up, like I would feel like in even in school maths, you have two sections like geometry and algebra.
Okay.
So I found geometry much easier when I compared to my peers. And even in engineering, there used to be a subject like graphic, what are they called? Graphic design or something like mechanical graphics.
Okay.
And even that, I was like very easy for me. But for some reason, I thought like computer science programming is gonna be a rewarding career. So I didn't focus much on videos and images after a certain point, and I just went to the path of like programming, because I thought that's a tech skill that's going to be better in demand for the long-term stable career and stuff like that. So anyway,
Okay.
I like computers anyway, so I was thinking like, okay, I could do something. And even there, I have been just like trying for many years to build products, ideas, experiments, apps, whatnot.
This, this is really awesome. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm going I'm going way back in time. So this is back in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
By the sounds of things, you liked art and you wanted to be able to be an artist, but then in the class, other people were 1,000 times better than you or whatever, and you've kind of given up on that dream.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, it's not, it doesn't sound like any career option or something at that point, like I've never seen any artist like doing a full-time job, like a full-time job or anything. So sort of like give up back then. Like I'm just remembering all these stuffs now that I'm getting some engagements in LinkedIn.
Okay.
Otherwise it's all just like dead memories. Like I wouldn't have thought about them. So now I start thinking back. I feel that these are all connected somehow. Like maybe at least I'm getting like a average likes or something in LinkedIn and stuff when I post my visuals. So I was thinking back. So I was discussing these things with my wife one day,
Okay.
and it before joining the course, and then
Before
I was just
Genesis course or PJ?
PJ's course. Even before joining PJ's course, I was telling my wife like, gosh, I used to have the subject in engineering, it's called engineering graphics or something. It's so hard for everybody, but for somehow and I was just like the only person who could do it. I wonder if there's something in me, like something related with art or something. And then it just dawned upon me, maybe it's something that I could try, because I'm at least a little bit different. I've been just like competing with, like, so programming, it's always like a competition for me. Like I have to put a lot of effort to learn, understand things, and prepare for interviews. But whereas that subject made a difference, so I just thought I might just give it a thought. Like, well, I'm not losing anything here. Like I have a career and stuff, and why not explore this side a little bit? And today you have these tools online, and look at PJ's visual. That's not complex at all. It's very simple.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also have this I try to read a lot of books. I was finding it hard to keep up. And the ideas I learned, I keep missing out and forgetting. So I was exploring sketchnoting. There's a book by Mike Rhodes about sketchnoting. I started try to learn about that even before I joined PD's course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. The thing, like, honestly, this is brilliant. I need sketchnoting because I'm trying to keep up with you here. Even though we're recording this, I write down just so I'm tracking along. So if I'm hearing you right, back in the day, I wanted to be an artist, but other people are 1,000 times better than me. I'm going to park that because I'm not going to make any money out of it. I've gone down a software engineering path for 14 years. However, engineering graphics sounds like is this a big thing in software engineering, or is this?
No, it's not related to computers. It's like when you study computer, you get some topics from other engineering fields. So that topic is related to civil engineering. So they'll ask you to just like, they give you a square and then or like a weird shape, ask you to draw from different directions. So you have to think in your head how it looks like from different angles.
Okay.
It was very natural for me. So, but it's apparently the hardest subject.
Sorry. Okay. I am chronically dumb on this one. What on earth are people teaching software engineers how to draw a shape in different perspectives?
I did my engineering in India, so that's a part of the curriculum. That is the first year. It's a 4-year course. The first year you shuffle the papers from different departments, so electrical, electronics, and engineering. So they maybe teach some wiring, electrical wiring, but just basics of different things. It's like making you kind of like understand how different things work, even carpentry. So that's like our first year is a little bit different from what you would learn in other
Okay.
countries.
So,
Yeah.
so this isn't me learning this because it's about software engineering. This
No.
is in my first year, I've got to learn a bunch of different stuff
Yeah.
to just kind of make me a more rounded
It's
person.
like a foundation of engineering in different fields. Like
Okay.
it's similar to like civil engineers might have one programming paper. So,
Right.
yeah, so they just shuffle some papers, like 1 out of 10 papers, one of them would be from a different department.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you talked to your wife about this before signing up to BJ Milani's course.
Yeah.
I presume 14 years in the past, or maybe more, maybe 17 or whatever when you first start. You're doing this civil engineering piece. You're drawing shapes from different dimensions, and you're like, I've got this. Whereas when you were sat in an art class, it sounds like everybody else had it and you didn't.
Yeah.
Why does this piece come up 14 plus years later?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Like lately, like those last 5-6 years, maybe I reached the peak of my career in software. Like software, there's so much you can do. Like I have done most of it.
Okay.
I mean, I know like there is a lot more I can do, but it's just the variation of what I've been doing. Like okay, if I really focus on this particular programming language, I can do that. So I've just seen the end of it. Like I've gone to production with different softwares and different companies. So now I know like, okay, this is the lay of the land in software. And probably is that like subsided my urge for like exploring very deep into programming further, because I knew like for a career this is good, like I'm okay, I'm doing fine. Maybe somehow I don't know, I just started like looking at getting attracted to drawings, like simple drawings. My phone was filled with photos I would take from everywhere. Like the restrooms you go, like you see the photos of man and woman marked in different places have those different imagery. So I don't know, I just kept taking snaps of these pics everywhere. If I go to a kid's hospital, there would be like funny photos. So I would just take a snap of this. So somehow I was just getting drawn into this visual. I was just being interested. Like, I don't know. I was always wondering, a lot of shapes look very simple. Like these are not artist stuff. This is just curves, circles, and squares all arranged together. It doesn't look that complex like a big artistic thing. And I should also say, maybe a pivotal point was you might have gone through a TED talk, how to draw. Have you?
No, I haven't. This is something you've done.
That's no. It was done by somebody. I forgot his name. Very long back. If you watch that video in 20 minutes, he makes you draw a cartoon face in just like 10 minutes using simple strokes. So I watched that video and I was just blown away that I could do that in that short amount of time. So I could say that that's one of the biggest influencers, maybe, now that I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
And even I kept drawing that face at different places because it was so simple, and people would ask me, how did you just draw that? So it was super simple.
Okay.
Yeah, and I drew it in my old office whiteboard once, and then I left to Indonesia and came back after 4 years. That drawing was still there. So I was just like, I was shocked to see, like, why hasn't nobody erased it? It's just a simple drawing. It just takes 2 minutes for anybody to do that. So that's the point of that talk, is that you can draw. Like if you try, you can really draw stuff. So I have actually bought his course too at that time. Now that I'm telling you, yeah. He has a course for that, like simple drawings.
Okay. You are literally the best person I've ever talked. I'm not sure an hour is going to do you justice here. Because this goes way back. Like, so literally in school, I wanted to be an artist, but other people were better than me. So I've given that up. I go and take up software engineering because, you know, there's a career in that, and I'm good at it. I've got this sort of mentality. I'm good at geometry.
Yeah.
In the first part of my university career, I've got to learn other things, and I'm drawing shapes from different perspectives, or I'm thinking, it's not, is it drawing or is it seeing?
It's drawing, but it's more accurate. Like, you need to get to the millimeter to the right thing. Like, it should be exact. It's more precise way of drawing. Have you seen the civil engineers carrying a like L-shaped scale at the back and long charts and stuff like that? So that's the stuff that you do to draw a building plan or stuff like that.
Okay. So like maybe I'm drawing, I don't know, I'm going to build a car park or something like this.
Yeah.
Everything has to be very precise.
Very precise.
But I need different perspectives of.
Yeah.
And you had this skill and others didn't have it?
Yeah. That was very evident.
How was that evident? Like what? Like how would I notice that I'm better at somebody at this than somebody else? If
that was the only thing that, yeah. Because our teacher wouldn't let me sit at the front. He would just say, like, you're doing too good. Just sit at the back somewhere. You're finishing it too quick. And he would bring somebody from the back to the front. I was just
literally, it's like you're too good at this. You go to the back of the class.
Yeah. Let me focus on other things.
Like other people were 1,000 times better at art than you.
Yeah,
it sounds like you're 1,000 times better at this than they are.
Yeah.
What? How does that work? Like you? Why
I mean, art is like more. You need colors and the dexterity, right? You need the fluidity. You need a creativity. But this is like a combination of drawing and logic, maybe. I don't know. Just now you ask. I haven't thought like about that before, but I think this maybe I don't know, maybe there are other people who's as good as me, but that was the scenario in class. And almost in college, everybody I talked to, they felt this is so hard. Even in my hostel, like it's a subject everybody had to learn. So maybe
So this is really cool, right? So you're in an art class, it's all about colors and stuff like this, and you're like, no, people are much better than this than I am.
Yeah.
In a civil engineering class, I need to draw this from different perspectives. It's more about logic. I'm much better than they are. I've got to go to sit at the back of the class so that they can catch up. How does this translate to a tech talk on how to draw and you creating a nice, like an image that doesn't get erased on a whiteboard in Indonesia? Like,
I have no idea. Like it was all like connecting the dots, like some urge to learn. Like not just drawing, I experiment with a lot of things. I have kind of an entrepreneurial mindset, I would say. Like I'm very innovative at work. I try different things. So I have I used to write blogs in college itself, and I used to get paid from Google. I used to have an AdSense account, so I knew about online marketing, making a website by the time I was end of college. That was also a good achievement, if I say. So my goal was to build a startup or something and be an entrepreneur, but unfortunately it has never worked out. So that is the drive that I'm trying to look out and try to differentiate. And one of the key factors that drove me to a realization I had was, so if I need to sell something today, like a product, like an app or something, if I build a website or anything, the biggest problem I faced was audience. I had nobody, like, even if I had the best app, nobody would buy it. And I would always think, hey, if I had a big following in Instagram or LinkedIn, whatever I make, like a course or something, I might be able to, let's just say, post it out. And I used to try advertising in Twitter and stuff with my apps before, but it's used to cost money and the customers are very low. So I came to a realization that if I have a following, that would really help, like this distribution.
Okay. So you previously you've built apps, obviously you've got this skill at software engineering.
Yeah.
You've got this desire to become an entrepreneur. or to be an entrepreneur, you've built an application and then you've paid Google or whoever.
Yeah.
To
To advertise, to market it, to like run ads, and I found it like it's expensive. But when I look at, say, somebody like PJ, he has been just posting illustrations, and
Yeah.
it's getting free attention. That which is very, it's very, you can capitalize on that. That was one of my arguments for taking up, because like it's something that I'm interested in. It's something that might have good returns, and it's something unique. I said I used to write blogs
Yep.
way back. So one learning I had was, um, I knew that there were these content farms and people who I can't outright anybody, because there are like people who are very good at it, and there are like these content farms who produce the articles, and you need to get a lot, like everybody's doing that. So everybody's doing that. So even if I like get good at articles, there is no chance that in this millions of articles written every day, it's very hard to stand out. And these visuals, like they do exactly that. Like in a sea of content, they stand out. So
Okay.
yeah, I
Right.
found so many good factors.
No. Honestly, you've got probably one of the more interesting stories I think I've ever heard. So this is absolutely awesome. When did you first start creating applications and trying to sell them? Is this something you've been doing for a long time, or is this something you've been doing more recently?
A very long time. I've been like, I would say 2012.
Okay.
It's not like
so 2012.
Yeah.
You've done this. Have you done? Is this like one or many that you've created?
At least I would say 10 to 12, 15 times. Like it's all not like, the problem with me is I'm not like a perfectionist. I might do it and release the first version, but I might lose interest on the way because I get a new flashy idea and I just leave it and go behind it. So that's the drawback I have. That's definitely a thing I have. So I have had these different ventures, but most of them I struggle to like make it into a perfect form and release it. And even when I try to release it, sometimes I wouldn't get as much traction as I would need. It's I'm not saying I did 15 perfect apps or anything, but a couple of them were good. Like at least 2, 3, 4 of them were good, like decently usable. But others were just like ideas I would pursue during free time, and many other ideas.
How many of them have you paid Google to advertise?
I think 4.
Okay.
4, 5 of them, and one of them was successful, actually, very long back. And that was not an app, that was a business.
Okay. And one was successful. Was this something that you paid for ads for or not?
Yeah, that one. So that's when I realized how viral content impacts your business. We posted, like me and my friends just thought of building some apparels, like, these earrings and stuff you find, like women's apparels, handcrafted jewelry.
Okay.
So I was the tech guy there. So I just took a photo of that apparel and put it in Facebook and gave money for an ad. And overnight we had like 400 shares. Okay. And that one photo went viral. We got like so many engagements. So that was the only successful ad I had, but everything else is like it's a 99 cents a free app, and I would pay for nothing.
Right.
To get downloads first, like interest first. Yeah.
Okay. No, awesome. This is great. So basically, if I'm hearing you right, you're a serial entrepreneur.
I'm not sure if I'm an entrepreneur.
I will put that down. Entrepreneur. So you're a entrepreneur. You've tried this. You keep coming up with ideas. Some of them are good. Some of them aren't. Whatever. 4 of them you've paid Google to advertise. It sounds like 3 of them you haven't actually gotten anywhere. But one of them, you were doing the tech, but it was the photo of some jewelry.
I mean, tech meaning they don't know how to put an ad up in computer. So I was the guy who did that, not like a web
Oh,
design or anything.
you weren't even coding or anything
No,
like
no,
that.
no. It was a hardware shipping, like, logistics kind of thing.
Wow.
So it wasn't related to coding. It was just some.
So in this case, the one that's worked, it's not even something that you coded yourself.
No.
You're just the guy who understands how to take a photo and post it online.
Yeah, like online marketing.
You post this online, you get 400 shares or an engagement, and this is better than anything you've paid for. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. When was that?
That was probably in 2014.
Wow. Okay, so this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
So 10 years later, in September, you're talking to your wife and you're saying, "Hey, like I've mastered software now. I'm like, I could learn another software language, but whatever."
It's more like my wife and I are from the same college, so we know the subject.
Okay.
So we have this chats over coffee, and I would just keep like you relax and you just chat something from the past, and I just brought up this topic. I wonder why was that different for me? I can't think of any reason why. And then all the books I read and everything that came to me that you should, if you but maybe that's like something that you can take advantage of. Why are you using that opportunity? So at that time I didn't know that, but after many years, you read the self-help books and stuff, so both click together. I was like, probably maybe I should have like tried something in that angle. I asked ChatGPT, "Hey, is there any jobs today that I can work with that skill? What should I do next steps?" And then it was suggesting some stuff, but it was all like a totally different career. I didn't want to like.
Were you looking to change career, or were you just?
No, I was just casually thinking of that. Like, what would it like if I had to, like, if I would change career, what would that be? Like, I was just curious, where would that skill come in? So the ChatGPT have all the history of what it's had, so it knows me pretty well. So I was just asking, hey, based on my career, where can I take these skills and use them? Like, if I'm good at it, and it gave me some options, but most of them were not. Like, I didn't feel like going behind that.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I go back in time. So 2024, we're there. You're having a chat with your wife, and you're just having a coffee. I was much better at.
Yeah.
How would you describe them? What were you better at? Like whatever these drawings are of different perspectives.
It's scoring. It's marks. Like you get if you draw it, like it's not. There is no text involved. It's just those drawings. Only the teacher would understand if you're right or wrong. Like, and the measurements all should match up. All the edges and all the sides should be like join at all points. So if you have one angle wrong, it would just one of them would stick out weird and wouldn't be correct. So
okay, but like if I'm sat having a coffee, maybe this is a Netflix moment. Imagine I'm shooting you and your wife. You're having a coffee. You're saying, "Hey, back in school, I was so much better at what?"
I'm so good at engineering graphics.
Engineering graphics.
So the subject, yeah.
And she understands what engineering graphics are.
Of course, because it was very hard for her and her friends.
Okay, right.
Just saying, that was the hardest subject. Like, even those maths whiz who were very good at it, like they were like, this is my nightmare.
And what's the context of this conversation? Is this something that you have every day where you just sort of chat about?
We don't have many topics. Like, we moved to the country, so we talk each other a lot to like past events because that's something common thing we have. And I, for one reason, I'm like very ambitious. Okay. I keep like telling her all these stories, how I'd be like, my next business plan is, or like my next startup idea is. Like, I would tell her hundreds of ideas. It's just like a entertainment for us. Like, she knows, like, she has seen enough of me that I'm not getting anywhere with this. She would say, okay.
This is a common. If I'm having a coffee with Akhil, I'm always having a conversation.
She'll be just She'll be just waiting to hear what's the funniest like idea I'm bringing up next. so, so it's just like a thing we have.
Okay, so maybe so this is kind of like an ongoing genesis of different business ideas.
Yeah.
In this particular conversation, we're talking about I had this, like I didn't have a skill in art, but I did have a skill in this other really hard thing.
Yeah.
How does that?
How can I capitalize and make my life easier now? Like now that that doesn't require any effort.
So how can I capitalize on this? How does that translate into joining PJ Milani's course? Like, does this?
Oh, like I said, it's maybe a subconscious thing. Like I said, there's like a lot of factors that came. Like it's simple. I knew about distribution's importance, how text is not a good format. I like drawing, and then we are making connections. And there's also I'm giving it too much. I'm not. I don't know if I'm like overloading
No,
stuff. Like
this is awesome, right? So
yeah,
if I'm hearing you right, I'm having a conversation with my wife. This isn't necessarily related to joining the course. It's more, I'm always talking about my next business idea. I'm also talking about,
I had this eye for like, I would say like, I know exactly like, I know exactly how to spot a common theme. Like I knew for one reason, like in article writing, we would say, don't go for content that's gonna expire in some time, right? Like I could have done a tech video a long back, like how to program, how to write in Java. But the reason is like in article writing world, you believe in long-term evergreen. We call them the evergreen contents. So if you write about gravity, it's gonna be relevant 100 years from now. But if I make a video about Java, it's gonna be outdated if a new language comes out. So the time you spend on that is not worth it if it's gonna be replaced. So that's the one reason I never ventured into making tech videos, because tech is changing so fast, and I don't want to spend time to get outdated like next day or next year when a new version comes out. So I knew like these common pitfalls, so I tried to avoid them. But if you see, even now, there's like very few people who do this. So I had an eye for that for sure. Like I knew this is working. The only challenge was if I would do the same, would I get some ideas that's worth like people would.
I guess at some point, it sounds like did you join PJ Milani's course because you had a new business idea you wanted to promote, or did you join it because you wanted a better way to promote anything?
I wanted a better way to promote anything. I didn't have a business idea at first. Like, so my perspective changed at that point. I thought I wanted to have a network, like a distribution first.
Okay.
What if I try that? Because no matter how good I'm trying to sell something online, if I don't have distribution, all the social media is just gonna ask for money to sell ads, and then that itself is an investment that I don't know if it's gonna pay back. So I'd say like a major factor was that distribution.
Okay. So this isn't that I've got a brand new app idea and I'm trying to promote a specific thing.
No, I thought in reverse this time. I thought like, hey, let me get some followers. And then even after previous course, I tried one idea and they just shut it down. Now I'm trying a different one. So I can swap the products now. Like,
okay, so historically I've started with building the product.
Yeah.
And then I've paid and it's not worked out, or it's not made as much. One time I haven't built a product, I've taken a photo, it's blown up. Now I'm trying to say, well, I'm not going to build a product, I'm going to learn, I'm going to build a following. And then when I build a product, my following is going to buy it, maybe. Is that right?
The photo of that was the real product. Like we had a product that I put a photo, but that was hardware, like not an app.
Yeah, it's not something you've actually coded. It was a
photo. No.
Yeah, okay. Okay. How did you even did you go shopping for a course on this, or did you just stumble across it?
I would say I was just following PJ's notification. So I saw his maybe I signed up for his newsletter. I think he puts in a note on his newsletters that his new cohort is starting soon.
Okay.
Something that there's a course on it.
But in this case here, obviously, at some point, you didn't know PJ from a bar of soap, and all of a sudden you're following him. Like, how did you find him? Like, how did this?
That was a huge leap of faith. Me, like that's the biggest, I would say, investment I have made without gauging anything, because he doesn't use a common platform, and the course is priced higher than normal courses you would pay in Udemy or somewhere. Like mostly you get online courses for like $30, $50. It's basically, he's a great guy. Like I don't regret joining it, but before joining, he was that they're just random guys on the internet just sending links to pay upfront for a course
Okay.
that he's. I have never attended a cohort based course before that, so I didn't know what was that, but it was just, I thought like, it's fine. Even if I lose something, what if I get something even better? Like, what if it works out? So that was, and he was the only guy. Like you had no other option that time. Like go for courses.
Ah,
Yeah, I didn't see many people offering courses like exactly like that.
we've gone from a conversation with your wife about my skill in technical engineering drawing, and then like PJ's course, a big investment. It's not a platform that I recognize. I'm not signing up to LinkedIn Learning or something. Some random guy, and it's a cohort-based thing which I haven't done before. But this is a massive shift. Like, were you actively shopping for courses to do this? Like, how did you even, like, how did you build the list of things that you might compare?
It's mostly, I think I was just casually following. I wasn't thinking like, hey, I was good at engineering drawing. I should buy a course and try it out. It didn't happen like that. It was just by coincidence that it was the right time, like PJ was there. And I sat with him. Like I said, hey, your visuals are so good. How do you do it or something? And he said something. The biggest thing was that he was being very kind, human. So his chats, like he responded to me like a normal human would do, not like a using any template or anything. So then I thought, yeah, he sounds like a very good person.
Okay.
I don't think he's the kind of guy that who would just discharge money and deliver nothing. So it happened.
So I guess me trying to take a step back. Imagine I'm playing your role. So we've had this conversation with my wife.
Yeah.
A year ago. How long had you been following PJ Milani?
Maybe around the same time, like a year before that. I have no idea. Like I might have seen him first and then followed him some other time, but have been seeing him for at least 6 months, like his visuals before I was noticing the attention that he gets too.
What? Like, why did you sign up to? Like, why did you follow him?
It was interesting, like the kind of visuals that they stood out. Like they spoke very meaningful stuff without any words. That I have never seen anything. You could see reels, you could see videos, and you could see articles. I've seen all of it, but visual metaphors and visually explaining this, he was the first one that I've noticed that, okay, this is very different from whatever is there in the internet. And at that time, I only knew about him.
Okay. Which channel were you on? Is this like what?
LinkedIn.
Okay, this is LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And so you're using LinkedIn for what?
Yeah.
Job?
I wanted a following. I've tried maybe posting in different platforms, not very frequently. Was not a big believer in social media, but then when I looked at the PJ's approach, apart from being good at social media, it's also working in LinkedIn. And when I compare different platforms, LinkedIn have an advantage of having, I would say, like people who are employed, people who have purchasing power, people who are authentic. Because at least the 500 people I know are like from my colleagues that I met. unlike Facebook, they're just like more professional. They might be like easier to convert into a customer or something. So I saw LinkedIn as a very good platform as well.
Okay. So LinkedIn gives me this sort of access to people who at least got a job and might have money.
Yeah.
And you're looking at his stuff saying, wow, this is like, it sounds like you're looking and he's getting attention.
Yeah.
And it's his,
exactly.
You want his attention, is that right?
Yeah. I wanted that kind of growth, like that kind of differentiation, not just based on content, like textual content, that the effect that visuals bring out. Because the textual content is going to be outdated. I had that feeling like it's not going to last very long, and it's super hard.
Okay, so text won't last, but visuals will.
Yeah.
Okay. How long? So you'd signed up to this course. Were you shopping for a course, or did you just happen to sort of be drawn into his?
Oh, I wasn't shopping for a drawing course, to be honest.
Okay.
The moment I saw he had a cohort, I would think I was impressed. Oh, there is a course. Like I poke around, like I tried to, I might have checked him out, and then I usually go to the internet and search for like, hey, how to draw in Procreate or how to. Then I'm pretty sure I never found any videos that explain his process.
Okay.
So these are like niche process.
Sorry, dumb question. Part however many.
No.
Procreate. What is it about Procreate? Is this something you were using, or is this just the tool that he suggests?
It's something like it's very. You feel like you can copy that very easily. Like copy. I mean, not copy the exact stuff, but because they look. So if you hear Ed Sheeran's song or some popular songs, the lyrics are very simple. Like you would think, oh, I could have come up with that, like that lyrics, not the tune, but the lyrics is super simple words we used every day. So that's how I felt PJ stuff. Like this looks super simple. Like I thought it's that simple. So I would have definitely went to the internet and searched for like drawing illustrations in Procreate because I have never used Procreate before, and how to.
So Procreate is something that PJ uses, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure in the timeline here, you've learned about Procreate because you've learned how PJ creates his graphics. Not I've learned about Procreate and then I see somebody who can teach me how to make them.
No.
Okay.
I had I think I got an iPad or I had a Procreate with me. I tried drawing on it. You should understand by that, even after that 14 years, I was never in touch with digital illustration after that point where I used to make greetings with Photoshop and stuff. I have never been in touch with digital illustration. So I had no idea how to make a online visual from scratch. So that was a big knowledge gap by itself now that I think of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like you would see that, but how do you make it? Like you can go to Canva and try making it, but it's not gonna appear as you want it to appear. It's just gonna look weird or a bit finicky.
Okay. Cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to scribble this down.
Oh yeah, sure. Take your time. That's fine.
I also see we're coming up to nearly the end of the hour. Have you got more?
No, yeah, I have more time. I can stay a bit longer. It's fine.
Awesome. Yeah, you just tell me because your story is awesome. Like this is, I'm so interested. Okay. So I'm not looking for an instruction. I'm not shopping for a course, but I'm following somebody because I've seen this. I've seen that his posts get the attention.
Yeah.
I've got this historical knowledge that actually, if I get a post that gets attention, my business grows. If I get a post and I pay for attention, I just waste my money.
Yeah.
But there's all this challenge about the course. There's cohort based and all this stuff. So
yeah.
And you did say you went off and Googled. So did you look for alternative courses to PJ's at the time?
I stood up. I wouldn't have spent so much money on a course ever, like without looking online.
Okay, how much money did you spend on his course?
I don't remember exactly now. I have a bad memory with numbers, you know.
Yeah,
I think
maybe it's so much money, but it like
oh, it's like I think it should be between 300 and $500.
okay. Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
So $300 to $500. You said this is so much money.
Yeah.
What, like, imagine I'm playing you in my Netflix documentary. Where am I getting that money from? Is this a pot of money that I spend on courses, or is this taking money that I would be having dinner with my wife, or where's the money come from?
It's more like, you know, I don't mind. That's a reasonable charge if I had known that this person is a very real, and as he was, like, that's exactly, I got more than what I paid for. I would say it was not a, but the risk that I felt was this much money is being paid for a stranger on the internet who doesn't have a reputation of, like, he doesn't have a Udemy course or a YouTube channel where he explains, like, where he, you know, he does appear in some interviews. So I watched those interviews, but other than that, a reputation of being an instructor or anything. So for such a person, like spending that amount of money. So the amount of money I buy courses online, like tech courses randomly. I don't hold back. I keep some budget for personal growth and buying books and courses. So it's not like the money that's from our savings, or but
Okay.
it is still good to have that. Uh, like, it's still an amount of, not an amount of money that I would spend on a normal online course. Like, it's maximum 30, or the most I've spent is on masterclass. Before that, I think it's an online app with courses. So yeah, that was the challenge. Like, it's not about the
The most you'd spent before this was what?
masterclass.
Okay, masterclass. How much?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
much is that?
I think that was $100 or $200 for a year subscription.
Okay, so this is like so one.
That is like, yeah, that is like, imagine that is like the world's best teachers are there in that app. You got an
Okay.
answer, teach you cooking, or somebody who's the top painter, or somebody who would be the best coffee maker would teach you how to make coffee. So it's like very reputed online.
Okay, so back then you've spent $100 to $200 for a year.
Yeah.
And you've got the world's best teachers teaching you.
Yeah.
You're spending $300 to $500 on a cohort-based class with PJ.
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I said. It was a leap of faith, but the numbers, you know, I like I said, I also had different mediums, and then the advantages look unique to me. Like I said, evergreen content, different format, and you would say, you know, the cost per click. Like, uh, if I post something on Facebook and I get 100,000, I have done that. Like, I've written articles that got a lot of views, but it's not the views that count; it's the quality of the traffic. So if you can get attention of the traffic who has higher purchasing power, that is more likely to convert into more sales. So of any other platform, if I see like something is working in LinkedIn, that is a good signal, because everybody in LinkedIn is well connected. There is less spam because of the network effect of LinkedIn. You know, everybody's employed and everybody knows each other. So I think of it like a better quality platform. So getting some attention in LinkedIn and people are liking it. So that should be that should be something interesting there. So that was my guess.
Okay.
Educated guess. Yeah.
It sounds like you've gone off and searched. So you're following PJ. You like his things. You're seeing the engagement. You see his cohort-based course, but you don't sign up immediately. You go off and Google. You know, this is like 3 times the cost of something normal.
Yeah.
Did you find other options? Was there something else that you looked for at the time that did this? Or
I might have gone to different tech courses or something. You know, like these courses are competing with courses in Coursera, MIT colleges that you can take for free, right? Like core subjects, core engineering subjects. So that's one chart to compare with. Like, I could get a really good tech course or a certification for this price, or even a lot of things online, right? So
But
yeah.
but at that particular time, you've sort of looked at this. You're like, who is he? Like masterclass. I'm paying $100. I'm getting Gordon Ramsay teaching me how to make whatever. How quickly did you move from searching to buying?
I think 2 to 3, because at that point I think I got my first iPad when I messaged him, and then I had to wait for some more months to get more money to spend without guilt. Because I got an iPad and I know what I'm gonna do with it. So I just waited for some more months, and the main turning point was his messaging. So for me, I messaged to him, he messaged me back. I was just convinced that he's a nice person. So
Okay.
I just went ahead.
Okay. What were you asking him? What did you message him? Like, are you legit? Is my course good, or like what?
I think I
LinkedIn typing a message. What do you
I
ask?
think I asked him if there are a lower priced version of his course that I can join or something, because yeah, I don't need I think I told him I don't need a cohort based course. I'm okay with an offline learning. If you have that course, I'm happy to pay for it or something like that. Then he said, no, I might make it in future, but I don't have it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a cohort based class, what does that mean? Like what is it that I'm committing to?
It's like weekly twice. He will appear live and teach us hands-on the techniques. Like he would present uh, the slides that he has made for us and explain various concepts and explain how to
Okay.
get started in his own style.
For how long?
I think for 3 or 4 weeks, 2 days a week.
Okay. So you've signed up to this, you're spending quite a large sum of money on it. What were you worried about?
Uh, I I don't know. It was after it started. It was like uh, I was. I think after day one, I was okay, because
I
his
mean,
way of,
when you're signing up, so obviously you've waited a few weeks or months. It sounds I've bought my
yeah,
iPad. I don't want to feel
yeah,
guilty. You know, I know I'm married, so I
overspending.
don't want
Yeah,
to explain this to somebody else. But you
yeah,
are spending 3 to 5 times as much as you would have previously.
yeah.
Was there any worry when you paying that
Not
amount?
much actually. It's not new for me to have losses. So I would convince myself like okay, I would think of this as a good loss, but uh, maybe it's just about learning, because I have been paying for Apple App Store subscription every year without making it back for like past 6 years. I have several domain names that I pay for without any return. So it's not. I think it's not like a big deal. I'm not gonna go bankrupt. It's a risk worth taking. Yeah.
Okay. So you're comparing this to, like, this sounds like it is an investment. So I've got Apple apps that I'm
Of
paying
course.
subscriptions
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. It's all part of the like something that I'm looking forward to. You can't get a symmetric return, like risk return on investment. You can't expect it to be symmetric all the time. So you have to take some risk to get an asymmetric return. Like if I make a small investment, I should get much more about it. But that small investment, you wouldn't have the assurance that it's gonna work 100% of the time. So that's like a risk factor I'm okay with. So that my risk appetite at that time was, it used to be a lot less, but with this one, I'm gambling a little bit more. But I was still thinking, hey, I'm not just like basing it on movies or anything. At least I might just get a thing or two from that. I might, like I told you, like I've tried several things. I've always gotten something from each of them in my career or somewhere.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
this is cool. So you're signing up at that point in time. When's this? Like September last year?
Yeah.
A year ago.
Yeah. September
Um,
last year.
what were you hoping to get when you've given him? It's asymmetric, but what am I hoping for?
I was I was hoping for, like, if I could just, I don't even need a following, but if I could make a visual and get like few likes, I would call this a success.
Okay.
because I had no idea how to do those stuff. So I couldn't hope for a lot. I just didn't expect such a good response. So
Had
I was
you been
hoping for.
posting on LinkedIn without visuals, or
Oh,
had you?
sorry.
But so I guess this is a lot of this is like, if I can build a following on LinkedIn, this would be awesome. Prior to joining his course, were you posting stuff that was just sort of getting tumbleweed, or were you not posting anything?
Yeah, I'm not so frequently posted, but I have posted some stuff. I used to get 6 or 7 likes or something like that. That was
Okay.
making that, even that was giving me good dopamine hits. But I knew that,
Yeah.
that evergreen form of content. It's just like every day millions of people are producing the same content, similar content, and there is like CEOs, top executives, people who are much much better than me with a lot of experience. How am I going to stand out with them? It's not a no. I don't have enough experience or exposure to like compete or do something that I didn't want to be pretend to be an expert in computer science or anything. Just like want to be honest, like genuine and authentic. Do something that doesn't stress me out. So the more you try to fake or like say some experience, it just adds stress. So I've
Yeah.
tried posting it, but it didn't work as well as I expected. But it did make small movements. I just thought of them as just random posting. I wasn't having any goal or anything at that time.
Okay. No, that's awesome. Now, sorry, have you got longer to talk, or are you, like, how much longer
I've
have
got
you got?
15 minutes more is fine with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Like, honestly, this is probably one of the more interesting stories. Like,
Oh,
you've got a really, really amazing story here. So sorry, I'm taking too much of your time up.
no, it's okay.
So you signed up right September or so last year.
Yeah.
When did this cohort-based course start?
Maybe in October. I'm not sure about the exact timing, but after a few weeks.
Okay, so you had to wait
Yeah.
for it. It wasn't.
Yeah. So
And
PG only does it like 3 or 4 times a year.
yep. And
Yeah, I had to wait for it to get started.
what time of day is it? You're like when? How do I
It's
plan to do this if I'm you?
I had no plan. I only checked if there was a recording available because with the family duties, I wasn't sure like, and I'm in Australia and PJ's timing should be like I wasn't hoping for anything. So I wasn't hoping to attend the live class at all. I was just thinking, okay, at least I would get the recording. I can go through them later.
Okay.
It was during my working hours. So sometimes I would, if I was like, if I had a break or something, I would attend for some time,
Okay.
but not very,
So a
like I
bit of this
wasn't.
is like so actually you've signed up. You're waiting to join, but actually you didn't want to join the live thing. You just wanted to get the material. Is that
I
right?
wanted to, but I wanted to join, but I didn't think it's going to be convenient for me to commit a specific time. If I would 100% love to join. I joined some sessions, like I think I took a day or two off for the first couple of days to join and see how it
Oh,
goes. Definitely the first class, I didn't want to miss the first 2, 3 sessions.
okay. So
And the
you
rest of it, I had it in like mute. But I was, yeah, mostly I started with that idea of, yeah, I would just look at the materials, but I ended up attending most of the sessions, but not being very active.
you've
We
taken
just
time off work. Is that a big thing, or is that just like whatever? I've got some time. I'll take it off.
No, it's like taking a annual day, like your normal leaves.
Yeah,
It's just
I
yeah.
guess maybe what I'm asking is, if I take a day off of work, is this just whatever? I take a day off because I want to join a class, or is
Ye-
this I'm taking a day off? I'm joining a class and I'm not doing something else.
Yeah, I'm not doing something else. Yeah, that was the intention. I do that. I used to do that. Like if I was working on any apps, I use my leaves to go to a cafe and work on it. So I kind
Okay.
of like spending my time. I like spending my time like that if I don't have any other commitments on self development.
Okay, so basically, sometimes I'll take time off work for my own
Yeah,
self-development.
yeah.
It isn't like unusual for you.
No,
Okay.
that's okay.
How long did you say the course lasted?
I think 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay. Did it help?
Oh, yes, of course. Okay.
Okay. What did you get from it?
I got a very good foundation of visual thinking from his live sessions. I was skeptical, like I said, I was skeptical about live sessions, but I think the first few live sessions really made the difference. Now I'm a huge fan of live sessions.
Okay.
If I could afford, I would just go for live sessions because you put off things for later and you forget about them. But when there's like somebody's asking you to do something, okay, we have 5 minutes, let's come up with some rough ideas on this topic and see how it looks like. So your brain kind of adapts to it. And
Okay.
on the fly, I felt like so much better. Yeah.
So when you signed up, you didn't want live session.
I've never been in a live session, so I didn't want a live. I was thinking you could get a video of anything and learn a video.
Okay. And so, but then you've had it. You're a huge fan.
Yeah.
Is that because it forces you to apply what you're learning, or is it because?
Oh yeah, on the fly. Like it kind of. I think it. There are some. It's like it's in front of you, but you have to learn to see it. But you can't learn it by watching a video unless I don't know. I felt like when he teaches you how to see it live on that 30-45 minutes, everything feels so different.
And what have you been able to do once you've taken his course that you couldn't do before?
I have I have visuals that I tried before him and after him, so it's very different. It's like a child scribbling on iPad, it looks like that. But after his session, it took me like they started to look much better.
Okay.
Much better. Like if you go back to any of my first visuals after the course, they look like, for me, a person like me, it's very good. I would say I was very proud of what I did, what I was able to do. So I was basically the inline is I was able to make graphics on iPad in a Procreate app.
Okay, that's cool. And
I should, since because you're collecting data, I think I should be. I should tell you this. I have also bought a course of a Procreate artist.
Oh, okay.
He's a guy in Instagram.
Before or after you've joined PJ Milani's course?
I think probably just before that, before PJ.
Okay. How much was that?
That was also a bit of money. I think $150 to $200, something like that.
Okay. How much money do you set aside for personal development a year? You sound like you're quite an active learner.
Feel guilty, like
yeah, I'm not making you feel sorry. I don't mean to. I'm like, I'm impressed more than anything.
Those are the things I like to just forget about.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No. I'm just kidding. Recently I didn't used to spend a lot, but recently I've been trying to like come in terms with the fact that I have more purchasing power now. Like I said, I traded, like instead of art, I went to computer science, got a good job, kind of settled. And now in Australia, the currencies have changed. So even if it's a struggle to like day-to-day life is like struggle like everybody else, I think I got some, I thought like it's reasonable to spend some more money on self-development.
Okay.
So I just go for it. I have bought a few courses like this that are not in this range. Like I said, masterclass, all of these are happening in the same masterclass iPad, and then the Instagram guy's course.
For time, or are they like sequential? I take a masterclass, finish that. I go to PJ Milani's course, finish that.
Yeah, it's more like it's not planned to be sequential. It's just in the order of my interest peaks or my new insights that I get. So maybe when I saw the Procreate guy's video, I thought like I should draw like maybe he teaches the techniques on how to draw like him, and uh, I could make some videos or animations like he do, and then post it online. So, but then I see PJ's ones, and then I realize, oh, that guy's is even harder. PJ is a lot simpler, and plus he's on LinkedIn. So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, adding up new insights. Now that I think back, even that guy's course helped me to nail PJ's ideas. So the drawing skills came from him in Procreate,
Okay.
and the ideas on how to bring up ideas to life and what are the philosophy behind it, that came from PJ. So I've seen like others who attended PJ's course, visual might not be like, I'm not good at that, but they don't know certain techniques that I learned from the other artists' course, so they might be struggling with that. I've
Okay.
seen many people still ask, how do you draw and Procreate, like in courses, you know?
And all of this. So I bought an iPad. I'm drawing on Procreate. I go and buy a course, teaches me some skills, but it's teaching me how to use the tool, not how to come up with the idea.
Yeah.
PJ is teaching me how to come up with the idea, and then I can use the skills that I've learned.
These are not like, I didn't know about that before, but on hindsight, I'm feeling this is what happened.
Okay.
So my goal was to make a difference, like stand out or engage, like get more engagements online by doing something different.
Okay.
So that the guy I bought the course from, he has millions of views on his animation videos online.
And okay. And Yanis's course, like why have you finished all of these courses and then suddenly thought, hey, I'll sign up with Yanis?
It's same. Like I found, so I wanted the style of Yanis was simpler, even simpler, and Figma is not something that PJ covered. So I thought I'm getting some engagement here. I'm doing it on iPad, but I struggle to do it every day, like with my full-time job, using an iPad to come up with good visuals and then drawing them out. Some of them are like, they're sort of like paintings. They're more complex. You need to add shading, but Ganesh's illustrations are like more simple. It's like maybe a circle and a line to explain something. So I thought, oh, this looks so simple. And PJ, I think PJ has mentioned Yanis too. So
Okay.
yeah, I used to go and I connected with Yanis through PJ. I think PJ covers every other illustrators. They are like a gang, and I messaged him already when I was in PJ's course, and then
Okay.
yeah, I
But
asked him a few questions or something.
if I'm trying to play this back, sorry, it's like I've got this experience that if I have a following, if I launch something and it gets engagement, I don't have to pay Google for ads and stuff like this.
Yeah.
I've learned how to draw on Procreate. Now I've learned how to make ideas from PJ, which sounds like it's helping. Were you posting those ideas out?
After PJ's course? Yeah.
Okay.
I did it like after the September course. I consistently did some 2-3 visuals a week for maybe November, December, and Jan.
Okay.
And
and
then I think I slowly dropped it because it was taking a lot of time after work to sit and draw these visuals.
Okay. And then, sorry, when did you join Yanis's course?
This July.
So,
Yeah.
so November to January, you're posting it 2 to 3 times a week, but it's taking so much time.
Yeah.
You drop it. When did you start?
I had some job commitments after that for some time.
Okay.
So I was like off that realm totally. And then I came back, saw Yanis's visual, and I was thinking, oh, if it's something simple and if I can do it in Figma, maybe I can do it in computer, and I know a bit of Figma. I knew it's like copy, so it's more scalable, like Yanis say. Like you can make visuals reusable parts. So I had this idea of, yeah, if I could get something into Figma, it's more reusable. So that means if I make 5 visual, maybe the 6th visual or 7th, couple of them comes free because I can take parts from the other visuals and build a new one.
Okay.
Like, but in Procreate, you have to draw the same thing over and again. It's not that easy to copy over from different visuals. It's a bit tricky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, and is PJ's course about Procreate, or is that just a tool that you have
Now,
to use it?
PJ actually introduces both Procreate and Figma. It's more what he says, like even with the napkin, you can do it, just pen and paper is even enough. So he's not medium agnostic, like he encourages everything. But the skill on that is
So basically,
essential
I'm
for
using
me.
Procreate because I've bought the iPad, not because I'm told that this is the tool to use.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't told. Like, I might have chatted with him and asked him what, or maybe listened to his interviews, and I might have heard him say he used Procreate.
Okay.
But that's not the reason, just the reason. But I have been in Procreate for a long time. So
Yeah, no, fair enough. And then with Yanis, you're looking at this saying, I don't have the time. You've given up. Did you give up entirely creating visuals between January and July, or did you just sort of do less?
I think I don't know what happened in between. I had some travels, and also I think I would note down ideas when I had them, but I didn't end up picking up the iPad and like doing the work.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a long break indeed. Yeah.
And then
The reason, I think the reason that put me down was, okay, I'm getting some followers, but where am I going with this rate? Like everybody has huge following already. And when I put out a visual, I'm getting good likes, but I didn't feel that was enough of engagement to have like, so when do I get to say 10,000 followers or something? I just got maybe 200 followers a month. So it's just like if I post consistently for 2 years, or like 1 year, I might get 10,000 followers. That's not enough for me as a, like I have a job. If I put more effort on my job, I might just get a promotion that cuts through all the gains I'm gonna get from this. So I kind of worked it out in my head that this is slow and the growth is not that fast. So I might have decided to just pause.
okay. So
Yeah.
you're right. When you first went into this, it was if I can build this following, I can grow my. I've got an audience to talk to, but actually, even with the visuals, it's taking a bit of time to build the following and get what I want to get. That's cool. Thank you. No, I appreciate we taking way more of your time than.
No, it's okay.
Got time for a few more questions, or?
I can hold on for another 5 minutes. Just give me a second.
Yeah, hold
on. It's just I know, like these are very good people, Yanis and PJ. So I didn't want to. I want to help as much as I can.
You're literally you're so. I've talked to about 3 or 4 people beforehand. Yours is like the deepest story I've had for ages. So thank you.
Yeah. Before I forget, I also wanted to say that the Yanis's thing that triggered me was at some point I joined Yanis's newsletter as well. I wasn't reading it or anything, but one day just recently Yanis's mail came mentioning that how putting his tagline on the images made a difference. So PJ had told me that Yanis, I think it was Yanis, that there is one artist who never puts his signature on the visuals because he thinks that distracts the reader. And and then he had to do it later because he thought like people started copying his work and not giving him credits. And so Yanis sent an email out saying that what was the outcome of his experiment of adding the number of like his branding, like ozo.art in his images, and how many subscribers he got through that link, through the website link. in a month or something. That really resonated with me. So that's a good lead generation. I don't know. Soon after I read that, I felt he's authentic. He's sharing something useful. He's on the right track or whatever. I just signed up. That's the shortest story I could say about that.
Well, to be honest, it sounds, if I'm playing this back, you tell me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like all of this is, I've got these ideas. Maybe I'm not an artist, but I do have a way of thinking about visuals that others don't.
Yeah.
And I've got this desire, or I would like to create my own business. I think you said you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I've tried paying for following, and it's a waste of money. And now I'd like to build my own. I'd like to learn how to do it with a visual way rather than writing stuff. I want to stand out. Yeah. And then Yanis's course is adding to that by the sounds of things. It's more of the same.
Yeah, this was not more like I would say it's not as big amount as PJ's course. It was like more like I thought like I've done PJ anyway, and Yanis is in the same league. I should more like check him out. I was like, and I forgot about him. I wasn't actively thinking about it until I got this email one day. So you were in the mood, you like, I feel like spending. I feel like investing on the course just right now, right now, without any thought. Like I was just jumped into it. I wasn't thinking about visuals or anything. So this email just came out from nowhere at the right time.
Yeah,
I just joined. I just messaged Yanis.
And I think Yanis offers a few different packages. What did you sign up to with him?
I just signed up the offline course.
Okay. Offline, so not the same as, it's not a cohort based thing, right?
I think he has 1-to-1 sessions, but no cohort.
Okay. You didn't sign up to one?
No.
Okay.
No.
Roughly how much was that?
Even I'm not sure. Maybe 150, 200 on that range.
Okay. But that puts it back in the sort of typical amount of money you'd spend on a course versus PJ Milani's course. Is that right?
No, typically I don't even spend that much, right? Like I just look for courses that's 10, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, like tech courses if ever I'm doing it. But PJ's course gave me some confidence to go like try a bit higher because I saw value in it. And I thought that's the reason maybe they're pricing it a bit too high so that a lot of people don't get in, and it's a niche topic.
Okay.
Yeah, I might have to drop off in 2 minutes.
Yeah, no.
If I can give you one more interesting fact that might help you, was that I found the recordings in Yanis is very useful. I thought I was just paying for the course, but I was shocked to see he has this huge archive of recordings with popular people like Roberto.
Okay.
And Roberto is showcasing all his behind the scenes in there. So it's like, why is he? It's like an entire course from Roberto itself inside that course. So I didn't realize I'm gonna get so much value because Roberto is also very good artist. And in one of the presentations, Roberto shows his process of making visuals, how he managed the visuals in a table, and how often he posts, and the time it took him to grow from 0 followers to 100,000 followers. It was like 2 years posting every day. So that was the main one thing that attracted me and giving me the motivation to keep going forward now, because now I have something to compare with. I didn't get that from PJ or Yanis, but the main motivation came from that video that, okay, this is a realistic goal. Maybe even if I don't get as much following as that, if I post every day, the growth looks like this. Roberto literally tracks his numbers. Maybe others don't. Okay. So he shows this graph of growth. It's like giving me the confidence.
Wow. So you've signed up because you're like, oh, if I put a watermark on my thing, maybe I can protect it.
Not because of that. I don't know. It's just that the fact that he noticed that improvement made a difference. Like he knows how to get a lead, or he was sharing that fact with his readers. So that reminded me of him,
it wasn't so much the technique that he was teaching, it
Nah.
was the fact that the outcome that he was getting from the technique, and you're like,
Yeah, the fact that he's sharing it, the kind of thing he's looking for improving, and that he was okay to share the numbers. Like some people are like secretive, they don't share like these numbers because you might copy it.
yeah, okay. Well, I've taken way more of your day.
No, it's all good.
And I greatly appreciate this.
Let me know if you need a follow-up call or anything. It's just like,
hey, I'd love to have a follow-up call just to chat. Like, it's been really cool. I've captured a bunch of stuff here. You've been so helpful.
Thanks, Nate.
Is there anything else
your time as well.
or not?
I think these were the main things. Like most recently, what keeps me going on was that what Roberto shared, the growth chart. So I got a goal now. Everything is very clear. It's either a win or lose situation. So I have good clarity. So if I don't know if I will keep going, but that is the thing that motivates me now.
Awesome. Look,
and of course the content of Yanis, what he promised was absolutely delivered in his course. Like his course is 90 minutes, so 1 hour, but it's worth it. Additionally, all these values also really helped. Yeah,
that's awesome. Look,
very happy to chat. Let me know. Yeah, if you want to catch up again, let me know. Don't feel I'm okay to have a chat.
Anytime you got my email, if I can help you in any way, then I'd absolutely.
Sure,
So thank you.
Bye.
That's brilliant. Cheers. Thanks. Wow, that was an epic. I'm so grateful that he's given me, what's that, like an hour and 40 minutes or something like this. Sometimes stories, and especially when there's more than one story. Yeah, people often when I try and recruit people, they will say to me something like, "Oh, well, it's simple. I've just spent a few $100. I don't have a lot of a story to tell you. Why do we need an hour?" Well, now you've just seen that's an hour and 40 minutes. I don't think I've scratched the surface, that's for sure. We go way back in time. He wanted to be an artist back in school, couldn't, lack the talent or whatever. Yet in university, he does have a talent. He can think of things visually. He just can't maybe represent them in a way that people like. Then he's gone through a bunch of different business ideas over the years, I think 10 to 15 different ideas. And I've done this as well. Like literally, I've got a post online about how I've come up with something. I've spent a bucket load of money on Google Ads thinking, like, this is it. Let's give it a big push. And it's done nothing. And I'm scratching my head going, well, why? In his world, he's put a post up. It wasn't even his software experience. It was like, I can use technology. So he's taken a photo of some jewelry or something like this, blown up, gone viral. That's a success story. And so he's got this comparison in his head saying, like, okay, I could spend money on Google, but that doesn't work. Or I could go viral, and that does. But how do I go viral? Like, I don't have the capability. And then years in the future, he's having a chat with his wife about this. He's following PJ. I don't think we dug in deep enough to work out like what was going on that caused him to be pulled into PJ's orbit in the first place. But anyway, he's looking at this and saying, this person is achieving what I want to achieve. So his posts go and he gets 1 billion likes. I post and it gets crickets. I want to be able to do that. And that's what's pulled him in. He's bought an iPad. I don't think that's necessarily anything to do with it. He's paid for a Procreate, like drawing course previously. I'm not sure whether that was related. We didn't have time to talk about that. But then he's actually creating these things. And then he's like, well, actually, what if I learned how to make my ideas, more attractive or something like that? I don't know. I'll have to go back to this and think it through. And then fast forward, I do this for 3-4 months. I've used PJ's course. It's great. But it's taking a lot of time. I'm spending too much time. I've got a day job. Like, would I be better off just spending my time, doing my job? Like maybe I've got another hour a day. If I did another hour a day at work, am I going to get promoted? Am I going to make more money? Am I going to do whatever? Versus spending the cash and spending the time to learn a new skill. So that's a really interesting sort of play. And then through the time, he's then seen another post, or he's maybe signed up to Yanis's emails, and he's seen something. It's like, actually, look at this. He's showing me something. I watermarked my art, and that's delivered me a result. And the result is the result that he wants. I get more following. I get more attention. I get more of value for the time that I'm putting in. And then inside the course, I'm actually signed up to Yanis's course. I didn't know Roberto's got something in there. I'm going to have to go and look at it myself now. But apparently the whole mini course in a course that he's getting value from. And he's like, this is realistic goals. This is motivating me. I can see, how do I move from no followers to 100,000 followers? What are the steps I take? Like, where am I on my journey? And that seems to be very important to him. Now, this is the first of Yanis's customers that I've interviewed. And if you look back at the video that we've posted about setting up the screener, one thing Yanis is like, well, I don't really want to go and interview people who are sketchnoting or something like this. I want to know people who've signed up for my course. This is like, he's been pulled into this because he wants what Yanis promises on his homepage, which is like, here's my, before with text, one like, with image, 1 million likes, or whatever it is. So this is a perfect customer, I think, for Yanis with his current marketing. It will be really interesting to see if we interview some more of his customers. Are they all pulled in because that's exactly what they want? Or are they more like the other people that I've talked to who are trying to either explain ideas to people that need to see them in their business, or explain ideas to themselves in a visual format? No idea yet, but this is the benefit of building this stuff in public. And this is one of the reasons why I love running these interviews. You learn so much. And I could have spent the rest of today talking to Akhil there, and I would still be learning something. So it is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Cheers.